Hello everyone, my name is Sohaila and I'm going to be talking about uplifting your career as a youth in tech. I'll be sharing a bit of my own journey when I got into tech, and then basically share some advice that I have for young people, or maybe if you know someone who's young, interested in tech. So I'll share a bit about me first. So I'm based in the GTA, so in Toronto. I graduated high school just last month, and I'm 17 currently. And I worked as an ambassador at two organizations in the past. So it's Canada Learning Code and Canadian Association of Girls in Science. And I currently work as a logistics executive at Ignition Hacks. So it's a hackathon that's happening next month in Toronto. And I am interested in software engineering, cloud computing, AI, and cybersecurity. I have so many interests, but I'm still exploring around and then figuring out. And I'm also starting computer science at Ontario Tech University this fall. So firstly, I'm going to talk a lot about my achievements, my experience, and basically how I started to get into tech. So it's a lot about that, and then at the end, I'll share some advice. So I started coding Python when it was summer 2021, so I was 14. I'm not sure if the video can play. Oops, it doesn't play. But basically, this was in 2021. This was my dad's computer, so not even mine. And then I made that really simple program. It was a really simple, it just asks your name, and then it asks if you want to play a game, and then it asks you to choose rock, paper, scissors, and then just prints a message. So it's super simple, and that's when I first started or got into coding. And then I participated in my first ever hackathon. So this was by RBC. And it was in February 2022, so just less than a year after. And then you can see that I placed second overall with my team. We got 300 cash prize, so that's for each member. So we had like 5 members in our team. And then I got a certificate of participation, a free RBC hoodie, as you can see here, and my excitement there. And then I basically got motivated to do more stuff. So this was my first ever event, first hackathon, and this is really how I got more encouraged to do more stuff. And then I got into cloud computing a lot. So who knows about AWS, if you can raise your hand? Most of the people know. So AWS, I did their certification exam. So this certification was called Certified Cloud Practitioner. So that's the very foundational level. This is when I really got into cloud computing. So you can see the picture I took the day before exam, and I just booked it on my own, and I was really nervous. And then I passed the exam, so that's the certificate. And yeah, I prepared for 3 weeks, and then my dad finally gifted me a new computer. And then comes August 2022. I was done with grade 10 by this time. And then I participated in one in-person camp. It was coding, so this was by U of T. The other one was by Ontario Tech University, where I'm going. And basically, the University of Toronto one was like an engineering or Python-related camp, and then the Ontario Tech one was like a gaming camp. So I still wanted to explore around, so that's why I participated in these. And then the same summer, I started working as a coding instructor at the Ismaili Canada. So it was voluntary. And then I basically worked with 35 plus students. I just taught Python a bit, and that was also just to develop my own teaching skills. And yeah, it was really fun, organizing basically classes and sessions and everything. So this was a really good experience for me. And then September came, so grade 11 started, and this is when I was in my co-op program, and then I started working at Staples as a tech sales associate. And then the same month, I also got into Canada Learning Code as an ambassador. So this was really cool. September was a really cool month. And then I attended my first ever in-person event. So this was a workshop by HackerGal. So HackerGal is a really cool organization that brings more young girls in tech. So I attended it by them. So 14 girls were selected to participate. It was at the Sego mini office, and it was 2 days long. So you can see how happy I was. I got the certificate, so it was super fun. And it was also my first time exploring Toronto on my own. And then I attended my first ever tech event. So it was a conference, you can see. I didn't speak here, but that's a photo of me. And then it was in November, so this was my first ever event. I enjoyed it so much. I got to learn a lot about tech in general, and there were so many industry professionals, so it was super fun. And then in November, I participated in an engineering challenge that was by U of T. So you can see my certificate, and you can see me with the banner. So it was really fun as well. And then I also participated in more events by U of T. So that was between January until March of 2023. So you can see I did the U of T engineering competition. I volunteered here. And then the second one was U of T NSB Hacks. So it's my second hackathon, and we won that as well. And then comes a conference by U of T. So WISE stands for Women in Science and Engineering. So that's a club at U of T. And then they hosted a conference. It was a really good conference in Toronto. And then between March to August last year, I attended tons of events, and I really enjoyed them. You can see this is a blockchain conference, that's Collision conference, and then an event at KPMG, an event at EY, RBC, Amazon, Deloitte, Google, PwC, Microsoft, and it was overall really, really fun. So I got to learn a lot, to be honest. And then comes August until September. So this is a program called Nights and Weekends by BuildSpace. It's where there's so many builders who come together online, and then they build on any project or anything they're passionate about. So we did that. I built something for AWS. So DynamoDB is like a service by AWS. So I made like a small calculator because I found it a bit hard to calculate the capacity units for it. So I just made it randomly, and it was really fun. And I also made a video about it, but maybe you can play once you get the slideshow. And then in September, so that's when my grade 12 started. This is when I got into Girls E-Mentorship program. So this is a really, really cool program for girls, for high school girls in Toronto and Hamilton. So you can see there was 9 months long. I attended seminars in partnership with Google, LinkedIn, Sephora, HP, and RBC. And then we were also offered opportunities to like visit Google offices, Meta, so many of their offices. And then we were also offered 2 free Raptors 905 game tickets. And I also attended it. So I really enjoyed the game. And then they also covered university applications for 60 mentees in grade 12. So I was in grade 12 at this time, so I also got my applications fees covered. And then I received a certificate of completion at the end of the program. And then comes Hack the North. So this is Canada's largest hackathon, and I was really excited about it. I applied not expecting anything. And then I heard back, so I got into it, so I made it there in Waterloo. This was also my first time in Waterloo, the university and the city. And you can see I enjoyed a lot. There were like thousands of other hackers. I got that sticker, so much fun. And then apparently this year I also got featured on their website. So I was happy to see like me with 2 other of the participants. So that's pretty cool. And then comes October 2023, I participated in 2 hackathons. One was Hack the Valley by U of T, and then the other one was All In by MLH. So I won the All In hackathon as well with my teammates. And then we received a mechanical keyboard, which looks really nice. And then yeah, I had so much fun at Hack the Valley with my brother who's here. And overall, I had so much fun. And now the hacker applications for Hack Diwali are also open. It's open to high school and university students. So maybe if you're a university student, you could participate. And then I spoke at my first ever event. It was online. I just gave a lightning talk, and it's called Cyber Toronto. So I spoke for the first time with 2 other professionals, and this was my topic, uplifting your career in tech as a female teenager. So similar talk, and I enjoyed this as well. I got a bit into public speaking by this time. And then 2023 is wrapped up. So here's my badges, lanyards collection for 2023. These are like all the events I attended in just 2023. So yeah, that's my entire collection. And then comes 2024, so this year. And then by this time, I attended more events. So from January until May, you can see I was at Google, and then even in that picture, I was at Google. That was U of T Hacks, and then that was Pinterest office. So Pinterest was a really cool office, first time visiting. And then I attended a cloud computing event, or like a Kubernetes event. It's called Cube Huddle Toronto. So I had so much fun, and also just managing school at this time. So that's what I was doing. And then in May of this year, I spoke at the Canadian Women in Cybersecurity Conference. So this was a really cool conference, and this was my first time speaking at an in-person event, and I was in a panel with 3 other women in cybersecurity. And basically we talked about youth in cybersecurity. So I also shared my insights, and I got to learn a lot. And it was hosted at the hotel in Toronto. And then the general ticket was worth $300, so I didn't want to pay for it. So I'm happy that I got into it as a speaker. So I really enjoyed this event. Even my mom was here, because she also got free tickets. So we really enjoyed. And then this was one of the best hackathons I ever attended. The theme was zombie apocalypse, so that's really cool. It was hosted at Shopify office in Toronto, and the office was really pretty. And you can see that every hacker got $20 for free by Hack Club. So Hack Club is a big organization that hosts events for high school hackathons. So it hosts hackathons for high schools all around the world. So if you know someone in high school, please do share about Hack Club with them, because they would even fund you to like travel to attend hackathons. So it's really good. And then I judged for the first time. So it was at Jam Hacks. So Jam Hacks is a high school hackathon, and it's Waterloo's largest hackathon. So I judged here for the first time. And excuse me, and then it was at the University of Waterloo. So you can see I had pretty much fun there. There were so many students, tons of students, and yeah, I was the only high school hacker there. Judge. Okay, and then comes Collision Conference. So this was last month, and basically it's one of the world's largest tech conferences, and I got the tickets for free by participating in Hack the Valley. So I placed in the top 50 teams. So they gave each member of every single winning team free tickets. So I took the opportunity, and I showed up to the conference for the 2nd time in a row. And then you can see I had so much fun here. And now it's actually renamed to Web Summit Vancouver, if you know about it. And then I also spoke at the Accenture office in Toronto. That was last month. So I basically demoed an AI project that I built at a hackathon. So it was actually in January. The hackathon was online, and we built something related to sustainability. And then there were 200 attendees present. And then the event took place right after my graduation, so a day after my high school graduation, and that made it more memorable. And you can see I had so much fun here. And then this summer, I also got a job at STEM Camp. So STEM Camp is basically hosts summer camps for kids aged 5 until 13 across Ontario. So they have different locations. And then basically we teach the kids about like technology, robotics, computer science, and basically coding, also science, like every STEM topics, we kind of engage with them, and then we lead activities, and yeah, it's basically full-time. And we work with 40 campers, so it's pretty fun with the kids. And then that's it for now. I have more things in progress, and it is always a continuing journey, so I'm still trying to like learn more, achieve more, and still just trying. Besides that, I have some advice to share. Maybe you can share it to someone you know who's young, and maybe if they're just getting into tech. So firstly, create a LinkedIn profile and connect with people who inspire you, and keep updating profile regularly. So for me, LinkedIn has been like a huge part of like everything that I've done so far, every single thing. LinkedIn is huge for me. I know for some people, it might be like a bit overwhelming because you keep seeing people who just achieve a lot, and it could bring you down, but maybe look at the other side of it. Maybe just get inspired and don't overthink about how higher they are from you. That's what I usually do, and LinkedIn helps a lot with events, anything. And then I would also recommend learning coding from YouTube channels and W3 schools. That really helped me. So these are some YouTube channels: Free Code Camp, Programming with Mosh, and then a website known as Coursera, and the LinkedIn Learning. So this might help with learning to code. And then also attend conferences like this one, and then summits and workshops a lot, because you never know who you will meet next. Because it did happen to me too. Like I sometimes just network very randomly, but it turns out to be a big thing. So please attend more of these events. And then also volunteer at tech events, especially at those which cost a lot of money. Because even at this event, I was about to volunteer last year, but I got sick. Or else I would have been here as well, since the tickets are very expensive. So even at Collision Conference, you should have volunteered. Any of the expensive ones that you can't really afford at the moment, I suggest just volunteering there. It's a really good experience, and you still get to meet a lot of people. And then I have some more advice to share. And then this is for students mainly, so participate in hackathons or CTFs. So CTF stands for Capture the Flag, and is basically competitions for cybersecurity. So if you're into cybersecurity, you can participate in competitions that are focused on cybersecurity. And then some of the hackathons that I have on my list are U of T Hacks, Hack the North, MedHacks, Hack the Hill, and then there's Hack the Valley. There is so many hackathons. You could probably reach out to me if you'd like a list. And then also AIM MLH sponsored hackathons. So MLH is a big organization. They sponsor many hackathons, and they also host their own hackathons. So MLH is huge, and then there's so many perks included. Like if you attend hackathons, there are so many sponsors at the event. You get lots of swag, lots of free food. So it's pretty interesting. And then I would also recommend applying to some ambassador programs. So these are some of the organization is Canadian Association of Girls in Science. There's CLC, which is Canada Learning Code. And then there's HackerGal, and then MLSA, which stands for Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. I would apply there once I'm in university. But this is a really cool program by Microsoft. And then comes WTM, which stands for Women in Tech, Women Tech Makers. So this is by Google, and it's also for women who are students or graduated. So it's really cool programs. I really suggest applying to them. And then apply for some mentorship programs. Some of the ones I participate in are GEM and U of T Women in Computer Science. So these are some cool programs, mentorship, but I'm sure there are many more mentorship programs. So maybe connect with your mentor, ask for the advice, anything at all. So mentorship programs help because you have someone who's like experienced in the field you're interested in. And then also gain certifications, so maybe related to cloud computing. So let's say AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform. I've done AWS so far only, but I would also get into Azure and the Google Cloud Platform. And here's some of my cheesy advice. Look at people on LinkedIn and other platforms as inspiration and role models and not competitors. Like, I understand that it's sometimes it's too overwhelming and it could downgrade you, but don't look at it like as a competition. Instead, just inspiration. That's what I do, and it really helps me. And then do not ever compare yourself with others and downgrade yourself, as everyone is at different stages of their lives. So I believe in this a lot because when you see someone who's like very high achieving and then you compare yourself to them, I feel like you're not looking at the fact that how much they have been through. Maybe they struggled way more than you did. It's like we're just at different stages in our lives. Maybe that person is way older than you. Maybe they got into the field a long while back than you. So there's many factors. So I feel like everyone is at different stages of their lives. So we shouldn't compare. And then give things a shot. So even if you think you have absolutely 0% chance of achieving it or making it there, this is where luck plays a huge role. Even speaking at this conference, I just gave it a shot. It's not like I was positive I would get into it, but I still gave it a try, so it worked out. In many other cases, I just gave things a try and didn't overthink, but it also includes putting in effort into your applications and not just submitting it, you know? So if I give things a shot, I would also try my best and put in a lot of effort. And then learn to give a heartwarming applause at others' achievements, and you will receive twice the amount of applause at your own achievements. So I feel like if someone achieves something, you should just like be happy for them, cheerful, and not really worry about your own self at the moment. It's very important to like be involved in someone's happiness. So that's what I do most of the time as well. And then enjoy your journey. I feel like it's a whole journey and not just one destination. Even if you reach that destination, you'll have more things to look forward to anyways. So I feel like it's just a journey, like there's no destination. I might say today that once I get into Google, my life is set. But then once I get into Google, I have way more things to look forward to. So it's a journey. And then feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And that's everything. Thank you.
Hello? Yes. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have two questions, if I'm allowed. One is, how do you balance doing all of this and schoolwork? And the second one is, what out of all these different technologies you've tried, which is amazing breadth of technologies, what have you found most interesting and most fun?
Sure. So for the first question, I balance school and extracurricular stuff so nicely because it depends on what you prioritize. Like, I don't make excuses to say that, oh, I can't come to this event, I can do this, I can do that. Like, if I get the opportunity, I would try my best to do it. Like, I just prioritize my work, extracurricular stuff, just as you prioritize your school stuff. So maybe balance it out. Think of your events or extracurricular stuff as a part of your school. Like, you would do it anyways, right? So it's just about priorities, in my opinion. Usually, let's say if I have something due on the same weekend as a hackathon, then I would really stay up all night and do the schoolwork, and then also participate in the hackathon. That's what I did at Waterloo Hackathon, like Jam Hacks. This whole night I didn't sleep, and then I still went there to judge because I had so much schoolwork. So that's what I did. I mean, it's not very healthy, but I'm saying if you have something due immediately, but at the same time you have like a commitment, like a event or stuff, don't skip it. Try not to skip it. Still attend, but maybe just get schoolwork done beforehand. And for your second question, best. I haven't worked with C++ a lot, to be honest, but I feel like so far I've just worked with Java, mainly Python. I've made like simple projects, also something with machine learning. Um, Besides that, I'm into cloud computing, but I haven't really hosted anything on, let's say, AWS. I've just done the certification. I haven't made a lot of projects, to be really honest. So, um, so yeah, just try whatever you feel like would be good. Like I have so many things to try on my list, so I would work on them and try.
I'm with the mic, so I think that I will take it. Thank you. Hey, here, thanks. Really inspiring. I mean, I feel downgraded, and I should take your advice not to be. A question as a parent. A parent to young kids. Any advice to us as parents?
I feel like don't be too strict when it comes to grades, school. Because, okay, even my parents are not strict, to be honest. Like, all the stuff I do is I'm just self-motivated. My parents don't force me, they don't do anything. So it's like I get things done on my own. Like, I don't have a lot of stress on me that, oh, I need to like get 98% average minimum to make my parents happy. Because then you don't have much time to like explore your own options, explore your interests. So I feel like don't be too strict in that case. And also, since we're in tech, you as parents, you can share some resources to your children. So if you have any events, workshops, share it with them, encourage them, even if they kind of say no at first. Maybe just tell them that there will be free food, swag. They might get excited. And yeah, that's everything.
Hey, yeah, testing. Yeah. So yeah, very impressive talk. Seriously, you've been to more events in maybe a month than I've done in my lifetime. So, how did you start finding out about the events to go to, the hackathons and things like that? Because yeah, especially coming from the UK, I don't know about nearly any of these events.
Sure, yeah, I honestly get that question a lot, where I find events from. So at first, I found my first ever in-person event through an ambassador program. So that was helpful, but after that, I just subscribed to some mailing lists to the events I've been to. Other than that, LinkedIn has been a huge, huge thing. So mainly all the events are from LinkedIn, including CppNorth. All the events I found are from LinkedIn. And I just share them with my friends, and then sometimes my friends also share events with me. So many times that happened. Other than that, there's a website called Eventbrite. So maybe you can go on there and then search up your location and then see if there's any events coming up. Other than that, once I really wanted to visit the Google office, so I searched up on Google, just Google Office Toronto. And then as I scrolled down, it said events, and then I found my first ever event, and then I actually showed up there. So it happened through just one Google search. I just searched up the office name, and that's it. And then as you scroll down, you can see if there's any events related to the office that are coming up. Maybe that would help.
Yeah, great talk. Thanks. Given your self-motivation, would you have chosen public schooling or alternative schooling like independent studies towards homeschooling? If you were to, do you think if you went with a different schooling method, would that improve or impact your journey?
Oh, like if I was homeschooled, for example?
Yeah, just away from the pressure of just the standard education system.
No, because I feel like all the stuff I've done is not even from school. Like, it's not like I learned from school and then I applied it at hackathons or events. Or it's not even that I find all these events from school. School helps a lot, obviously, because it's like so standardized. But I feel like even if I was homeschooled, even if I didn't go to school, you could still do stuff. It depends on you how much you learn, and I hope that answers your question.
Yes, you can still do stuff, but would it make it better or worse in your case? What do you think?
I feel like, yeah, if I left school now, then it would be like too much of independence on me, like a bit too much. It's like I don't have any other young people with me who go to the same school as me in the same program. So it would be a bit overwhelming because I would feel like I'm the only one who has to do like lots of learning at this age. Because if you're in school, you learn about algorithms, all that, so it comes in naturally, and then you can work on your skills, learn about technologies. But if you start doing it on your own and leave school, then I feel like for me, it would be really, really hard. But I have personally seen like at least 2 people who did it on their own, like they dropped out of high school or university, and they actually did get a job. They really worked on its skills, so I feel like it's still possible, but for me, I find it easier to maybe go to a school and then get bachelor's and then master's and then probably.
Okay, thanks.
Sohaila, thank you for an amazing talk. This is a maybe difficult, but I think open, and I just want to hear your thoughts. At this conference in this room are many established tech professionals. What can we do? What could we have done to, and what will we do in the future that can make your journey easier and people like you?
I feel like one of the things could have been maybe offering student discount tickets into the conference. I don't know if that thing even existed, probably didn't, right? But maybe you could have done that, maybe, because Ashley went to Toronto Machine Learning Summit, and what they did was basically offer 10 scholarships to people if they apply, and then you see if they're in need of attending the conference, so you grant them that. So it's like, it's helpful, because then I did show up to that conference, and the conference was worth like $800. So I applied to the scholarship, I got into it, so I got to attend it for free, and I was really grateful. So I feel like one of the things could be that, scholarships or like student discounts. Other than that, maybe host more events that are just focused on students. Like let's say hackathons. Students really like hackathons if they're in tech. So maybe host just like a student-only hackathon. And that could help students learn about C++, because this conference is about C++. So maybe host like a lot of events about C++ for students. And yeah, that would be it.
What about a person who's not an event organizer, not interested in having a conference?
Oh, just in general?
Yeah, somebody has a day job writing C++, not limited to C++. What could they do in their life?
I feel like offer mentorship, because I even look up to like people who are older than me, who are maybe industry professionals. Like I do want them to review my resume. I want them to suggest me on anything that I might have. So I feel like mentorship is really important. So maybe you can make an announcement, maybe an LinkedIn post that I'm offering mentorship to students, and then so more students could reach out to you. Probably that. Thank you.
Question. First of all, yes, congratulations on everything. It was very inspiring.
Thank
So I'm curious, who inspires you? Like, who do you see on LinkedIn where you're like, oh, that's someone who inspires me?
Sure. So at first, when I firstly started, I saw this one girl who was my age. She was in grade 10 as well, when I was in grade 10. She inspired me a lot. I don't know if I can disclose her name, but basically she achieved so much in her life. I actually searched up about the programs that she has done. I searched up about her experience, like where she worked at, and I noted that down so that I could apply for it. And then once the application would open, I applied and I got into it. Even the job I'm working at currently, STEM Camp, I actually found it through her profile. It was on her profile as an experience, and I didn't even know about it until I saw her profile. And then I noted it down, I applied, and then I got the job. So that was in grade 10. So she inspired me a lot because we were the same age, and she achieved so much stuff. And I even contacted her. I said, you're doing great. And then she got back to me, and then we just discussed about these things. Other than that, currently in the industry, I find two people very inspirational. One of them is Rishabh Kumar. He's like very involved in the tech community. He has spoken at so many events. He makes YouTube videos a lot, and he basically He helps people out a lot too. Like he offers mentorship, I think it's for free, not even paid. And he really helps out a lot. Even me, when I contacted him for something, he was even willing to help me out. So check out his channel, maybe his profile. So he really inspires me, Rishabh Kumar. And then besides that, there is another person who really inspires me. His name is Devang Sharma. And he's also in tech. He's very experienced. He worked at NASA in the past Meta. So it's really inspiring. And then he also speaks at many events. So that's when I started sort of find out about these events. So these are the two main people that really inspire me in the tech industry. And I always look up to their profiles and basically even contact them for something.
Or was it close? Oh, yeah. I just wanted to know what's next for you. What do you expect to do in the next few years?
Sure. In the next few years? Sure. So firstly, I'm studying computer science this fall, right, at Ontario Tech. So I've already got into 2 exec teams at the university. I didn't state that, but basically one is called Women in Tech. So I'm in their executive team as a vice president of operations. So I'm excited to start this fall. And then the second club I joined is Technology Management Student Association at Ontario Tech. And I'm there as, I forgot the position, but I'm starting this fall there as well. So 2 clubs so far. Other than that, next month I'm organizing an online hackathon, and it's called Ignition Hacks. So that one, that one's online completely. Next year we would hope to host it in person, and it's also my first time organizing an event. I mean a hackathon. So I'm excited for it, but I wish it could be in person. But that's next month. Besides that, I have many things planned and just in progress. So I usually don't disclose them until it's like done. Yeah, so that's it for now.
Is this on? Yeah. So my question is, well, what's an advice you can give to make a hackathon winning project? When I judged, I looked at the criteria, right, for projects, and one of the things were to make your idea unique, because many times when students build projects, it's like already existing. So it's fine if it exists, but it has to be unique in some way. It has to be problem solving in some way. And it has to have like a meaning. I would say like sustainability would be a huge one, or closing the gender gap in tech would be a huge one. Anything like that, or working with disabilities, like people with disabilities or health issues. So anything, it has to have like a meaning. So that would really catch the judge's attention. Besides that, I feel like the tech stack you use, that has to be, a bit like impressive. Yeah, other than that, what else? I feel like the visuals don't really matter. Like the UI, UX, it doesn't really matter for hackathons. It's mainly your idea and how you implement it, and not really like the looks of the website. Because you're building it within just like 2 days. So the judges should not expect you to like have a complete good looking website. Does that answer it? Yep.
How do you feel about the reputation or the lack thereof of Ontario Tech? I put the lack, I say lack thereof because I went there.
Right. I picked the it's fairly a new university. It came out like 20 years ago, so not too long ago as compared to like Waterloo or U of T. I would say that I picked it because I live super close to it, and the other thing is I can't commute too far for the next 4 years. So I was also planning U of T Scarborough, but
I didn't pick that option because it would be like 1.5 hour commute. And what if it's like winters? It just makes it more complicated. I would have also, because U of T is generally harder in terms of computer science and engineering. So if I took computer science at U of T, then it's like a lot of work on me. And I'm someone who wants to like just stay involved in the community and do extracurricular stuff rather than just like being so stressed on like academics. So I do care about academics, but I feel like there has to be a balance. Like I don't want to like stay at my home 24/7 working or coding or doing my academics. So that's the thing. I'm okay with Ontario Tech. I feel like it's a great option. It's growing a lot, and yeah.
Thanks. Keep in mind that you can switch universities after enrolling.
Okay.
Break the reputation that we have. Being a good OTU student.
Thank you.
It hasn't been good to me.
But it can always change.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So how do you handle FOMO? Because right now, young people are more focused on Instagram, Reels, TikTok, and other things. Don't you feel missing out that thing? I mean, maybe all your friends will be focusing more on that compared to STEM roles and other things. So what do you want to say about that?
You would be surprised. I scroll through Instagram all the time, TikTok all the time. Like I'm really into memes as well. So it's not like I distance myself from social media. Not at all. I'm super active on Instagram. I find things really funny, so I do share it with my friends. I even go out with my friends a couple of times to watch movies, Wonderland, anything like that with my family. So I feel like I keep it in a balance, and I don't feel FOMO, like fear of missing out, because I prioritize stuff. But of course, also give time to my family and friends. But yeah, I feel like I'm able to do like pretty much all of it, like just like other teens who also scroll through Instagram a lot. I do it too, to be honest. Does that answer?
On the subject of the educational institutions that aren't prominently well known, an education facility will not educate you if you don't put anything into it. You get out of it what you put into it, whether it's a big name or small name. I went to a small name junior college. I got a really good education. Some of my co-students didn't get as good because they were just there to pass and get through. So, and I was a TA. I didn't have to teach something. You have to learn it really. So if you just keep putting the effort into it, you'll get more out of it no matter where you go.
Exactly.
And you will, by learning things, you'll be able to, that energy will flow from you. In an interview, you can talk to somebody and show them that you know these things. And so they won't care that it's not an Ivy League, 4-star college, but if you know your stuff, they'll be impressed.
Thank you. I really agree with that. Totally. Thanks.
I would just add to that, just as an encouragement, I was self-taught programmer. I studied a completely different subject, so it was the extracurricular stuff that really ignited my passion. I was really into music, so I kind of learned computers to kind of connect the two. And carrying on those passions actually outside my course is what led to my career for 35 years in computing. So I would really, keep doing what you're doing. It's just amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And if you can manage to keep doing that alongside your studies, you're going to go far. And
Thank you.
I want to connect to you
Hopefully.
straight away on LinkedIn and follow what you're doing. It's become one of your 6,000 followers. I mean, that's amazing.
Thanks a lot. Makes sense.
Aside from academic pressure, what other challenges did you face in your journey?
Other major thing was family issues. I feel like this family fights, not because of my brother. He's the best, but besides him, it's like some just some conflicts happen in families. Just that probably. Thankfully I didn't go through a lot of obstacles in my life so far. So it's not a lot besides of school and a bit of family. I don't know what else to include. Sometimes it's work. Work stress could be there. but it's not like I'm working as a software engineer, so it's not that stressful. But yeah, I'm able to manage most of the time.
Okay, thanks.
I just want to add one more comment about like the university stuff,
Sure.
because I also go to Ontario Tech, and the reputation for many years, it really like it was, I saw it as like a dark shadow over me, how like especially on the school Discord server, which I really do not like. Their solution, like Max pointed out, is, hey, just switch schools after a few years. It will never be good. If you go here, your career will die. That's what I see on the Discord. And I remember one day I went into like a hackathon, QHacks 2022, and I didn't think much of it. It's like, whatever happens, happens. And I'm not that good at hackathons, which is why I asked you that question earlier, but I ended up getting like a top 5, and I'm like, damn, only OTU students getting that far at Queens? Wow. And it really did make me feel better about the like kind of waving the flag for Ontario Tech. And I'd like, this is just more of a personal story, but like you give me some inspiration, for being an OTU student, because it's like yeah, the reputation of a school doesn't really matter. It's just what you put into it. At the end of the day, it's like, unless you go to U of T or Waterloo, it's like all the schools are generally the same. That's all I want to say. It's like you don't be pressured by people on Discord to change schools.
I know. Okay, I totally agree with you, and I know what you're talking about. And congrats on placing in the top 5 at QHacks. It's really cool, and I understand what you mean. Same with me. That's what I believe. Like whatever school you go to, it depends on how hard you work, and not really. It doesn't have to do with the name of the school. I totally agree with you.
Any other questions?
Any thoughts on doing paid internships and other things like that as a way to explore different companies? I know that you said that you wanted to work at Google, but perhaps you'd consider other ones. But it kind of as a way to explore other companies and also to build your reputation with those companies. And I guess that would apply to everyone else that is currently in school. Any thoughts to that, or?
What was your question again?
Oh, have you considered using paid internships in order to both explore companies other than Google, and also, I guess you can explore Google as well to see if it lives up to your expectations, and also to build your own reputation with those companies?
Sure, makes sense. Yeah, actually, the university program I'm entering, it has co-op. So we would do paid internships. So starting second year, we would get enrolled in it. So far, I've done no internship, although there were some high school internships. So one was by RBC, other one was by Point Click Care, if you know that company. They did offer high school internships. So definitely, like, internships are very, very important for you to get hands-on and like apply your skills. I would do it, but so far I'm not experienced as I've never done any internship. I'm hoping to get one in my first or second year, but for now, I don't know much to say about that, but it's definitely a bonus, definitely.
I have stuff to say about the co-op program that's best left offline. And I want to add to Martin's comment to my comment. Don't let school or your curriculum constrain the way you think. Yeah, just an advice, not a question.
Thank you. Okay, makes sense.
All right.
Thank you.